that choice for yourself. You should never look for critics to make the decisions for you, because God knows how many times I've seen people that I know and trust and even line up with more times than not say something great about a movie that I did not like at all, or say something really bad about a movie that I highly enjoyed. It happens. And while I'm sure that my review and my thoughts on a film have turned away people plenty of times, I would actually bet body parts that the amount of times that I have recommended a film, or that I have given enough thoughts onto why I reached my negative review that has then motivated somebody to give it a shot anyway, I guarantee that far outweighs it. And that's what I want to do. My favorite thing in the world is when somebody comes into the comment section and tells me, I would have never seen this without your video, and I love this movie. It's one of my favorites now, whether I recommended it or not. That's awesome. If watching me gave you the motivation to go experience something, something that you now love and you're going to share with other people, that's the ultimate win. And that is the value of movie criticism when it's done right. And I don't want to live in a world where that is no longer a thing. I don't want to live in a world where that is no longer respected or valued. I don't want to live in a world where we're supposed to just blindly walk into the theater, and because the poster looks shiny, and because the trailer had a lot of cool music in it, and because they put a lot of bright colors into the characters on the front of the poster and cast some people with pretty faces, that we're supposed to just give our money over. They're just entitled to all of it because they worked hard. As we know, that doesn't work out that way. How many movies last year bombed because people are just over mediocre or bad movie experiences and just don't give a shit, and we're just done throwing money away hoping things were going to be good? I mean, the notion that the consumer should not have a voice, or should not be able to listen to the voice of others who have already experienced this film or this product, is asinine. If you go into Amazon and search for something, do you just blindly buy the first thing that pops up into the search results, or do you dig into it a little bit, do a little research, look at the reviews, see what people are saying, what's good about it, what's bad about it, compare prices, compare value? We do that with everything. If you're smart, you do that with everything that you invest your money in. Film should be no different. If your buddy tells you this restaurant is god awful, every time I've gone there, the food is undercooked, or it's cold, or a fucking roach went across my plate, that's valuable information, whether the people that work in the kitchen are busting their ass or not. Which leads me to Chris Stuckman's video. So Chris Stuckman, for those that don't know, and I doubt anybody that watches this channel doesn't know, but he's one of the most, if not the most prolific general movie reviewer on YouTube. He's got over 2 million subscribers. He's been on YouTube for well over a decade, maybe even 15 years or so. I know I found him sometime around 2009, so he's been on at least that long, which is a long fucking time. And here recently, about, I'd say within the last 2 years, maybe a little sooner than that, he announced to his over 2 million subscribers that he's no longer going to be doing quote unquote traditional movie critic reviews or videos on his channel. He no longer wants to give negative reviews to movies that he doesn't like. He only wants to acknowledge and talk about and celebrate the films that he enjoys. And he wants to be more of a movie celebration channel. And part of the motivation, if not the entirety of the motivation for that, is that he is making his own movie called Shelby Oaks that's supposed to come out at some point this year. The movie's in post-production right now. And I'm very excited to see it. I love the fact that Chris has been able to achieve what he has always wanted. It's awesome. I love seeing people strive to their dreams and be able to do it. Whether the film is a disaster or awesome, it doesn't really matter. He did it. He did what a lot of us wish we could do. And I strive to get to the point, to get to the status that he is at, where he's able to do that, and crowdfunded it himself, went completely independent. It's fucking awesome. So I'm very excited to see it. I even asked Keith David about it whenever I met him at MegaCon just a month or so ago. So he's in a very interesting position because he wants to transfer over to being a filmmaker. He wants to obviously make more films beyond Shelby Oaks. And I don't believe he plans to make them all independent and crowdfunded. He wants to eventually move into the studio system. And so he very self-aware that being a movie critic and actively giving negative reviews or giving mixed reviews to a lot of studio produced films might not be the easiest route to get there. And he doesn't want to burn any more bridges. And so what I will give him credit for is that from day one, he's been honest about that. He's been forthright about that. He has never really hid away from the fact that that is the reason why he has changed his content. Whether or not you agree with the decision, like the decision, or find that there's value in his channel after that decision, he's been upfront about it. He hasn't really hid it. So that, I think,
What's up,
BMP? People have hailed at him, especially over the last week. He's told people for 2 years now, it's like, get with the program. If you don't like that, that's fine. That's what the subscribe button is for. Click, click. You ain't got to deal with it anymore. So he had a video come out, I believe a week ago now, that was called I Have to Talk About This, or We Need to Talk About This. And it's just a thumbnail of him like this with Madam Web off to the side. Madam Web, a movie that almost universally is getting just like...
Yeah, I've been doing good.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to kind of a new video, a new idea that I'm trying out on this channel. It's not a completely original idea. I got to give full credit to our beloved Uncle Sean. He's been doing something like this for quite a while, where I'm going to be reacting to all of your horror hot takes. So if you're not familiar with what a hot take is, it's essentially this new age term for a really unpopular opinion. An opinion that's likely to rile people up, hence the name. And I did a video talking about some of my hottest takes a few months ago. That's actually was a really popular video. So if you want to check that out, I'll put the link up here. But these are all going to be from you guys. I asked this question on my YouTube community tab, as well as Twitter. I refuse to call it X, where I asked for all of your hottest horror takes, your spiciest takes. And between those two platforms, I got almost 1,000 responses. So of the near 1,000 responses, I sifted through all of them. There was quite a few that were repeats. There was a number of them, too, where I don't know if you guys knew what the term hot take meant. It was things like, Halloween 1978, it's a great movie. And I actually chose 70 comments to focus on out of the near 1,000 between YouTube and Twitter. So this video is going to be all of the YouTube community page responses, of which there's about 40 of them. And all of the Twitter responses is going to be in a separate video that if you're a patron, you can watch right now as this video goes live. And for everybody else, you'll have to wait a week or so. I'll release it at a later date. But if you're a Patreon member, you can check it out today. And if you want to consider being a Patreon member, I greatly appreciate it. Click the link down in the video description below. Look at all the tiers, all the different benefits for being a Patreon member. And even just considering it, I appreciate it. So kicking it off, most of these ones in the first part of the video are going to be just from YouTube. And then I'm going to end with all of the Twitter ones. We got, from a business perspective, Jason Blum is a genius. He puts movies into production that don't require quality horror to make projects fans of the genre will pay to see. This one's interesting because despite the fact that Blumhouse is certainly a controversial name in the horror world, at least for those of us that discuss it online, because their quality control is just out the fucking window. You can get the greatest horror movie of the year from Blumhouse. You can get a couple of the worst of the year from Blumhouse. We've got 2 so far this year that are absolutely going to be the bottom few horror films that I see in 2024. At least I hope so. Otherwise, we've got a fucked up year ahead of us. But the notion that Jason Blum is a genius, I don't know if there's too many people that disagree with that. I think business-wise, the guy is absolutely a genius. There's just there's no way to refute that. I mean, little production company that gets a hold of something like Paranormal Activity and makes it the most financially successful independent film of all time. At least I think it's still that. And has now become, like it or not, the biggest name in horror movie production today. I mean, Blumhouse is the biggest production company. A24's hot on their tails. Blumhouse is still reigning supreme. So the fact that he financially, yes, I agree with that. I don't know how to say, but yeah, I think you get the quality control. a little better. You know, I wish when Blumhouse's name was attached to something, I could get excited, and I just don't. I'm like, oh, what is this? What is this going to be? Is this going to be Black Phone, or is this going to be Night Swim? Jackie Earle Haley was an amazing Freddy Krueger and doesn't deserve the hate for his performance. I wouldn't go as far as to say amazing, but I pretty much agree with the notion of what you're talking about. So the 2010 remake, not a beloved film whatsoever. I agree with the thought that it is not nearly as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. So many people put it at the bottom of their ranking. I'm sorry. There are a couple of Nightmare on Elm Street films starring Robert Englund that are significantly worse than the 2010 remake. But the biggest thing about that remake that I always champion and I always shout from the rooftops is that Jackie Earle Haley wasn't the problem. If anything, he's one of the shining lights in that movie. I think that he did a really good job with what they gave him, which admittedly was not very much. And if he had a better script and it had better makeup and they didn't try to do the CGI thing, I think he could have been a fantastic Freddy Krueger. And I like how they flesh out his origin and show how people like this are made, but it's also just entertains me more. This was from my buddy GM Light, who defended me a couple of times back when me and Winnie the Pooh were going to blows. Nonetheless, no. That's a spicy take, my friend. Liking Rob Zombie's Halloween better than the original, I totally respect it, totally understand, and I like the boldness there. I don't think they even compare. And I'm somebody that, you know, I'm more forgiving on Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, predominantly the second one, than most people, but it doesn't come close to the original for me. I like some aspects to his movies. I like his directing style. I do like Tyler Mane's take on the character. I think it only works for Rob Zombie's movies. I wouldn't. And hair. Like what you said here about fleshing out his origin and showing how people like this are made, that's my least favorite aspect of that movie. That first act to me is borderline unwatchable, and I think that's one of the things that kind of destroys the mystique of Michael Myers. And apparently John Carpenter agrees. So you're wrong, sir. You're wrong with your spicy hot take that I respect. The Scream series should have been an anthology type series like Final Destination. This one's interesting. This one is interesting because, you know, you have people like me that feel like the Scream series very much is at a time where it should evolve past the trio of characters of Sidney and Gale and Dewey. And you have a lot of other people on the other side that passionately disagree, that want just those three characters forever and always, that are still pissed about what happened in Scream 5 and are over the moon that Sidney's coming back for Scream 7. There's an aspect to what you're talking about that I agree with. I actually like the characters a lot in the first three movies. By the fourth film, I felt like it was played out, and it was a little disappointing that that they didn't kill anybody off in that film. But yeah, the thought of it being an anthology where the same type of thing is happening with Ghostface targeting somebody, I think that could have worked. I really do. I think that could have worked. And they're certainly starting to, if they haven't been doing already for a couple of installments, they're really starting to strain credibility with how many different people are targeting Sidney throughout her entire life, doing the same shit. So there's an aspect of what you're talking about that I actually agree with quite a bit. I don't know if that would have been a better version of the Scream franchise, but it has my curiosity. Buckle up, this is a long one. The Blumhouse Halloween trilogy is the most consistent timeline the Halloween franchise has ever had, not counting Halloween 1 and 2 as a separate timeline. Instead of ending on cliffhangers with the Thorn cult, Busta Rhymes doing karate moves, and whatever Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is trying to do, the Blumhouse trilogy, for all its many faults, at least made it clear Michael Myers was not coming back. Did have some entertainment value with the kills and actually concluded a narrative. A weird narrative with Halloween Ends, but a narrative nonetheless. I don't know. See, this is where you get into weirdness with the Halloween trilogy, because I did a video 2 years ago talking about where I was ranking all of the timelines, and there's so many different ways you could chop up that franchise and consider things a timeline. You can consider the original movie by itself a timeline, like that's the only story. You You could have Halloween 1 and 2. You can have Halloween 1, 2, and H2O. You could have Halloween 1, 2, and Halloween 4. You could go through the entire Thorn trilogy. So if we're going to have the rule that you have to go through the entire timeline if it connects to something in the past, then I think you probably have a point, because despite all of the weird decisions that David Gordon Green and Blumhouse made, it does have a sense of finality to it and a sense of a thematic through line in that trilogy that the others lost sight of, usually by the third film. But I also think that it has the same problem that the other timelines have, to where you have a couple fairly consistent movies, and then they try to introduce some really weird, wacky idea at the end, and it just kind of throws everything out of whack. And it's like, guys, did you have a plan? Or are we just waking up and fucking shooting from the hip at whatever sounds like a good idea today? So that's where it gets a little sticky. My preferred timeline is Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and H2O. That one is my favorite. Close second would be just acting as if the original film is the only one. And if we're going to allow those timelines in where you don't have to continue on to Resurrection, I think 1, 2, and H2O are the most consistent, a little more so than the trilogy that you're talking about, because aside from some of the wacky decisions with the mask and, you know, some of the controversial creative decisions in H2O to kind of fit the 90s Scream edge, narratively and character-wise especially, I think those three movies is the best Laurie arc and the best conclusion of the Laurie versus Michael storyline. Short, sweet, and to the point. There should be a limit on sequels. There's a hot take much further down this list that's kind of more of an expanded thought on this, but in general, I agree with a sense that at some point it's too much, especially if the quality's not there. I mean, if every movie's awesome, nobody's going to bitch about the number of sequels. I mean, maybe somebody will, but there are points that are valid as far as a franchise or a timeline going on too far. I think the Chucky franchise is the prime example of that, at least for my taste. A lot of people would disagree. That's fine. But for me, as much as I love Chucky, as much as I love those characters, as much as I love, you know, Brad Dourif and a lot of the cast in those roles that I don't want to see recast, there is some casualty that you have with keeping that timeline going for so long, you know, now on nearly 40 something years, where things start to get silly. You know, you have to go really outside of the box to not get into quicksand or creative quicksand, not to be, you know, repeating yourself or having the same stagnant ideas. And then you run the risk of just getting really weird and odd, which for my taste, they have. So should there be a limit on sequels? In certain senses, I think so. But at the same time, I also don't want to live in a world where we stop making films and franchises that I love. You know, I want these things to go on forever, to an extent. Jason Goes to Hell is possibly the second best Friday the 13th movie. This is one of the spiciest takes that I saw in regards to the Friday the 13th franchise, because Jason Goes to Hell is one of the most hated films in that franchise. Now, I will throw you a bone. I actually like that movie, especially if I'm binging through the Friday the 13th franchise, which I very rarely do. But if I ever do, I actually look forward to getting to that, because it's a nice little palate cleanser, because you get 8 movies that are basically the same shit with varying degrees of quality. And then Jason Goes to Hell is the first movie in the timeline where it's like something different, something fresh, something unique. And it's just like, oh, thank God. It's like sitting there and eating the same meal 3 times a day for a month, and then suddenly somebody hands you something different. Even if it's a fucking McDonald's cheeseburger, you're like, oh my God, second best in the franchise? I can't meet you that far. I can't meet you that far. I think there's at least 4 or 5 movies in that franchise that I would take over Jason Goes to Hell. But I like the bold opinion. I like the fact that some people out there, like me, enjoy and respect the fact that Adam Marcus was trying to do something wildly different. Halloween Ends is a great movie, as it does something very unique with the franchise and tells a compelling narrative that wraps up the trilogy beautifully. You started to have a good point, and then it just trailed off into Crazyville there. Halloween Ends, it's a very controversial movie. You got people that love it, that defend it passionately, which I assume you're one of those. You have people that absolutely despise it, think it's the worst thing that's ever happened to Halloween since the last worst thing that's ever happened to Halloween. And then you got a lot of people in the middle, like myself, where it's like, there's merit to it. There's things that I enjoy. I appreciate that you tried to do something why the fuck you tried to do it in the third chapter of a trilogy with no setup to any of the things you're trying to explore here. That's a puzzling decision. And marketing wise, go fuck yourself for marketing the entire movie off of the last 10 minutes of the film, which is the weakest part of the movie. But
I mean, that line.
Great
That's
movies, it
me.
does something very unique with the
Are
franchise.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. You want to see?
Yeah.
Look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be sure. Yeah.
Want to come up? See that Kentucky's here.
Yeah, let me tell you, you can chat too on your other channel.
Yeah, because I can't see.
Oh. Okay, so on your main one, you get to go out to see me?
No, I can't see any of these.
Oh, yeah. I'm with him.
Ain't nobody on my panel. Why ain't nobody's on my panel?
Oh, no. They're afraid Jack will sit down the stream, I guess.
Well, he ain't here. So,
Uh-oh. Good night, museum.
what happened?
Nothing?
Why is he being naughty?
I don't know.
Really now?
Jack, really?
No. No, you did that.
What?
Upset Exhumed and many others. Party pooping Woodley. You join.
Party pooping water. I know, museum.
No, Woodley. That game.
No, it's water, not Woodley.
He spelled it wrong, I think.
Uh-huh.
So he ruined your game.
Yeah.
He's saying you ruined the game.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I won it. Listen, that's true, man. You ruin everyone that plays today when you do that.
I can't believe you ruined the thing.
Yeah.
Posting the answers. Why would you post the answer?
I don't know. Oh, gee. I think it is very good in here. We will live. Not once, but multiple times. Uh,
So you cheated? Is that what you tell me?
uh-huh.
You
I
cheated?
just cheated on him. Yes, I know what the word was.
Why you told everybody?
I don't know.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Movie master.
Mm-hmm. The one,
Come
two,
on,
really,
close your blind.
be
Yeah.
yeah, your repeat.
Sure.
Easy.
What you want?
Come see. Come see.
What you've been that things in
Close your blind. What's wrong?
I'm hungry.
Should I eat that? Close your blind.
I did.
No, close your blind. I need you to pick up that bottle that's behind the trash can.
Yeah. Nothing, museum. How about you? Mr. Chad Branch.
That's it, yeah.
I can't believe you've been.
Yeah.
Why you did that on Discord?
Huh?
Did you do it on Discord?
Yeah,
And server?
yeah, yes.
Wow. Wow, man.
I trouble. Yeah, man. You know, that had been very dark in it. Candy.
Oh, hey, Compass.
Finally. Finally.
What she said?
Uh-huh. Get that thing from Ricky Rick. Bad crap. Okay,
Yeah.
BPM. I've been on a tropical island flipping the bird at coconut tree. I
Oh,
know.
really now? Okay, now.
You know.
Well, I think he sucks.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. What's your opinion on beef?
Oh, hey, Cat.
Yeah. Beer is a song, y'all. Technically,
Yeah, he is.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Museum. Beer string.
Because I heard that they were gonna get married. Him and Pierce. They're gonna get married.
Mm.
They like each
Why
other.
do you think Chad likes him so much? Hey, Museum.
They get married, and all I want to know is when's the wedding.
And
They're gonna be on YouTube.
you know,
Okay.
Who's the pitcher? Who's the pitcher and who's the catcher?
Oh, Lang is the pitcher and Fear is the catcher. Fear like catching stuff. If you know what I mean. Fear is the reason why everybody blocked me. Because Lang, I told him something. Lance and Fears is the reason why.
I don't know. That's what's it. Okay, we do.
Chicken, y'all.
Hold on. Hold up.
Oh, Chad.
Challenge me to see which one of us can make art faster while
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another round of hot takes. I did a video not too long ago where I asked everybody their hottest horror hot takes, and I was going to react to all of them. There were so many responses that I didn't want to make a 2-hour video, so I've split it up. The YouTube responses, the YouTube community tab responses are in that last video, which will probably end up being about an hour long. And this is going to be all of the Twitter responses, which will be a little bit shorter, but still some very spicy takes here. If you did not watch that previous video and you're not really familiar with what a hot take is, it's essentially a modern term for a really unpopular opinion. Something that if you said out loud, a lot of people would look at you with a side eye, or they would get into a heated argument with you. And so these are all of your guys' hottest horror takes. With that said, guys, we'll go ahead and just kick this bitch off. And the first one that I got on Twitter says, "My nudes in profile."
Oh, that's nasty.
Next, we have Seth from According to Seth, who says the 2003 Texas Chainsaw is better than the original and the best in the franchise. Okay, let me explain what hot takes are again. These are unpopular opinions that would get you into a lot of trouble, Seth. I did not ask you to drop truth bombs here. In all seriousness, I agree. The 2003 Texas Chainsaw remake is my favorite of the franchise. I think it's an awesome movie. I think it's severely overrated by a lot of Texas Chainsaw fans. And while I understand people that grew up in the original, people that have an affinity for that type of film, much prefer its approach to the story and the characters. I respect that movie more than I enjoyed it. Although, since playing the Texas Chainsaw game, I've actually grown to enjoy it. But 2003 for me, all day long. Uncle Sean dropping by for a hot take. He says that the Lost Boys is nice. Okay, explain the context of where again. These are the popular opinions that can get you in a lot of trouble set. I did not ask you to try to true funds here. In all seriousness, I agree. The 2003 Texas Chainsaw remake is my favorite of the franchise. I think it's awesome. I think it's really underrated by a lot of Texas Chainsaw fans. While I understand people are the original, but people that haven't been able to much over against the original characters. I respect that movie. Although, since playing the Texas Chainsaw game, I've actually really enjoyed it. 2003 I'm Sean dropping by for a hot take. What's this? The Lost Boys and other disaster. Introduce my second Freddy Krueger in a Mr. Texas, you ready for this? One for 13 part 5 is better than the original movie. Song reasons. Brian, you're gonna be afraid and post on your actual pain. And you get at least a sentence in the story. It's just I think that it's a for about I think that it's curious. It's kind of entertaining for that. So it's better. But damn. Be a higher rated franchise in this stuff. Their anthology series, generally most of them are games and bad. I'm eternally curious what this franchise will turn out to be in the season Suck. I mean, you got some great stories out there. I'm not convinced that trying to recommend it better than franchise stuff. I mean, I think that there'd be some stories you would like, there'd be some stories you don't like. I mean, season of the witch in itself is a nice story. So I'm with you on the curiosity side of it. I don't know if I don't know who track record would do better. And be careful about saying shit. Most are bad. Anything in regards to art is so good. It's very intelligent. Jason X is a great film. The franchise is mostly stayed quite similar to the location. So we're going to things located as these fashion crazy like this one does. Some of those things like Martin 13 fans is how people despise Jason X. I mean, this franchise is shit. It's not taking itself seriously at all. This franchise is a franchise that itself very well. James right on space. It's Friday. So it's just stupid about the next. There's some great bad CGI. Honestly, that would just take the fuck out of it. Absolutely not saying that it's like it's a fun product 13 film. I hate it. Also, I very much agree with you. But when he comes in, and Hellraiser is the most overrated movie of all time. Aside from the cinematography, it's fine. I think you're start a mild sauce. The mild sauce package. Hellraiser in general in the franchise has turned into the name of all of the movies. Properties just Hellraiser as a whole kind of sucks. The one movie that does get the best is the original, and I don't see too far. This absolute classic. People like it. Most people love it. I think most people about shoulders what you're saying to me. It's okay. It's fine. I like the original. I like the remake. I'm part of the reason. I don't love any of this stuff. So I'm fine with it's time. Any of those movies are impossible. People didn't choose by more rivals, but they present the franchise unless they're personally all accepting to be along with darkness as a result of this unnecessary. And those weird people are going to choose actually atmosphere of the franchise to see the videos I have discovered about myself that I prefer more comedy and very much tries to be a mix of both. Most games, it's obviously experience right on the intense or scary, like certainly the films are. It's not it's funny with this slapstick stuff and martial darkness. So I like the movie, and I appreciate it. I understand that it's 5 it's 5 more games franchise. So you can get my we'll see. Psycho 2 from the 80s is better than the original, and it's one of the best driving movies of the 80s. Has been honored with opposition and recognition and British audience. I absolutely 1000% agree. Psycho is a great classic. Psycho is a great film, but I do think Psycho 2 is a better film. And this is so weird. Let's see it for the most part. It's a great film, but most people don't realize that Psycho stuff exists for it, but it's not actually good. It's not terrible. So, yes, Psycho 2 is better. I think it deserves to be recognized to be this great. The original is this is John this is all right. Psycho 2 is interesting. I think almost every the main series they started remakes we find band finality there's what you're saying that I actually agree with that They end on a bad sequel that didn't make a lot of money, or they just they end for reasons. Street being one of those. Whether you consider Freddy's Dead the end, or Freddy versus Jason the end, or Wes Craven's New Nightmare the end, I mean, like, it doesn't really feel like that series has a definitive end for Robert Englund's Freddy. Halloween's got like 17 different endings, and Friday the 13th is another one where, I mean, is Jason X the ending? Is Jason Takes Manhattan the ending? Is I mean, I don't know. It's all kind of debatable, but
Now here we go. I can't help it if I'm popping feed and watching. I feel fabulous.
So I understand what you mean, and like always wanting to have some form of closure. However, I don't think every franchise should end definitively. You know, I think that as long as it's not a situation where very clearly they need to end soon, like maybe the star of the franchise is aging and it probably doesn't have too much more time with us or something like that. Maybe then it needs to be a little more of a priority to try to wrap things up. But in general, I'm a fan of always keeping franchises alive one way or another, whether it's requels or remakes or long gestating sequels or whatever. Sometimes they don't turn out to be very good, but I don't want to live in a world where we just decide as a society, you know, no more Halloween films ever. No more Friday the 13th films ever. No more Chucky films ever. Taking breaks is important. You know, I don't need to see a Halloween film for at least another 4 years, but I don't want to go the rest of my life never seeing another Halloween film. You know what I mean? So there's a piece of what you're saying I agree with, and maybe that's all you were talking about is just canonically ending a timeline. But we talked about this a little bit in the previous episode. Somebody made a statement kind of like that, like there should be a limit on sequels. I don't ever want to see a franchise that I love just say, never again. We're dead forever. Sleepaway Camp is better than Friday the 13th. I'm going to assume you're just talking about the movie Sleepaway Camp and the movie Friday the 13th, 1980, not the franchise, because I do think Friday the 13th, while not a wonderful franchise, is a better franchise than Sleepaway Camp. But I wholeheartedly agree with you that the original Sleepaway Camp movie is much better than the original Friday the 13th. I have way more fun with it. Whether it was accidental or not, I think the movie works better. I think it's more impactful. I think it holds up better. I will watch Sleepaway Camp 10 times before I'm in the mood to watch Friday the 13th, 1980 again. Jigsaw has a brilliant twist. I love the direction it goes and found it to be very clever. I thought it was better than Saw 1 and 2. As it stands, the movie is my second favorite in the franchise, and while I love Saw X, I would have loved to see where the Jigsaw story would have gone. Can't side with you on that one. I like Jigsaw fine. I think Jigsaw is a perfectly watchable Saw film. It's like right dead center in the middle of my ranking. I think that it's not nearly as offensive as some of the worst ones, but it's also not nearly as interesting as some of the better ones. But the twist ending is possibly my least favorite.
Even when your room is 80 degrees, your bed can be 55. That's the Pod, a cooling cover.
Part of it. There's another Secret Apprentice. Get the fuck out of here. So I appreciate the fact that you enjoy it. And there is a part of me that does want to see something in Jigsaw followed up on, whether it's in Saw 11 or whatever. Like, I don't necessarily want it to be this weird chapter that just has no connectivity to anything. I think the franchise would be smart to try to have some connective tissue with it. But yeah, the twist, I don't find it to be clever at all. I find it to be like just something they've already done before, but done better like 3 times before. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is almost unwatchable. It seems like people confuse the bad acting for realism, and I just will never understand it. Franklin is maybe the most annoying character in cinematic history. I can respect its legacy, but can't say it's a good movie. There's a lot of what you're saying that I understand. I don't think that it's unwatchable. I just think it's a different kind of experience. That movie... well, it's an experience. You know, that's a movie that's kind of trying to put you in this world, put you in this situation, and just let you kind of live and sweat in it for 90 minutes. It's not really focusing on character development or narrative or really saying anything. It's just put you in this fucked up situation, and now you just have to just sit in it. And so I think that it's brilliant in how it executes that, but that's not necessarily the type of movie that I like to experience or watch more than once. So I agree with the bad acting for realism. No, it's just bad acting. Franklin is absolutely one of the most annoying characters in movie history. Completely agree with you on that one. And I respect its legacy too, but I can't say it's a good movie. I would say it's a good movie for what it's trying to do. It executes what it is trying to be brilliantly. It's not one of my favorites. It's not the type.
Kraft Real Mayonnaise, made with eggs from farms right here in America. Real good ingredients, real good taste.
It can be a lot being Camry. I'm coming back from an injury. I have partnerships and photo shoots to manage.
Hey guys, welcome back to Soap and Company.
And we got this really good burger. And when we were about to leave, he's like, "Bro, David, bro, damn, that burger was good, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that burger was pretty good." And he was like, "You think I should get one for the road? You think I should just get one just for the road?" And I was like, "What are you talking?" It's like 45-minute drive back. It's not too far. Like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna be hungry though, bro. You know, I'm probably gonna need one just in case. I'm probably, I'm feeling a little bit peckish right now. I might need to get an extra burger. And I looked at this man. I was like, "What are you talking about? Nah, bro, what you mean?" But this is the same guy where I remember one time he called me up. And he was like, "Yo, David, bro, I just woke up. I had a dream about that burger that we got over there in New Hampshire, bro. That burger was so good. You remember that burger that we got?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, that's crazy." He's like, "Yeah, bro." And he got quiet. And I was like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, my bad, bro. I was just Googling this burger, bro, because that shit look crazy, bro. I'm trying to see what it is. Yo, you know what, bro? Yo, get your shit ready. We about to drive out there right now, bro. We about to get this shit right now, bro. I'm about to scoop you right now. We about to take a trip up there, and we about to get that burger right now." And I was just like, "Bro, no, bro, what you talk about? No, I'm not going up there. It's like 8 p.m. at night. I'm not trying to drive up to New Hampshire to get a cheeseburger. What you saying, right? It's gonna be like a 2-hour drive for a burger. I'm good." And he's like, "Yeah, you probably right, bro. I don't know what I was thinking." I was like, "Yo, what are you talking about, dude? That's insane. Nobody's driving up 8 p.m. at night to New Hampshire to get a cheeseburger." It was a hike, but it wasn't worth a 2-hour drive back and forth. It's crazy as hell.
Wow, he won't answer.
Hi there.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, hey,
Why are we talking shit again?
Oh, you hear it now?
Yeah.
I do it. Block that. Just block him. Won't come back.
Yeah, he will with other account.
Yeah. Oh, block it too.
Well,
Block every single one of these guys.
hey, Larry, what you doing?
Watching TV.
Okay, what's on TV?
The news.
Yeah, he's doing drama.
Yeah, I knew it. That's true. That's a piece.
He's not fat, he's humongous.
Yep.
He every time he eats, he
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, now.
Yeah, the news.
Yeah.
Hey, then, what kind of TV you have? A smart TV?
Yeah.
You can watch YouTube on it?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, who you talking to?
Nobody.
Why you say echo a while ago?
Oh, good. I talking to the echoes.
Oh, really?
You're lucky. I talking to the echoes. Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, really. Yeah. Yes, really.
You talking to yourself?
Mm-hmm. Talking to yourself? Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Mm. Yes. Mm. Okay now. Okay now. Okay now.
This is how you move between fiat and cryptocurrencies. Step 1, download Bitcoin. Step 2, boom, look at that. You can on-ramp and off-ramp your funds almost instantly. Step 3, you don't need a step. Just get cracking.
I didn't want that right. I know.
Yes, museum?
Hey, Dave?
No, he just said Jeremy.
Oh.
Who is Jesus?
Huh? Oh.
You know who Jesus is.
Well, now then. Everybody knows Jesus Museum.
Yeah.
He done made everybody museum. I'm sorry.
You talk about Pig Wop Ted?
I don't see it on my end. I'm one of the main characters of my mom. So I can't see him.
Oh, he called you a loser.
Wow, Robbie, really? Done big, you fat hog. Hold on. Listen, I can check out my other content and would see him.
Oh, museum.
What was gonna do?
Did Chad tell you about putting his dead cat in the trash and not burying it?
I don't know, Miss Bear.
Is that true?
Really, Miss Bear?
Is that true?
No,
Because I'll be
not
mad
really.
if you do that. I'll be mad if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't do that to animals.
No, no, Miss Bear.
So that video I've been seeing, that's a true video? So he's an animal abuser?
Yes, he is.
Oh, you?
No,
Why you said that?
I don't know why. It's us.
Oh, you saw what Museum said about you? You telling fibs again.
No, Museum, If you don't want to go, then please don't bluff. Let me order it. Bad choice needed and foster Jesus. Big, so, Big Robbins, I don't talk to. No, I don't, Robbie, because that's a fucker. I don't.
You talk to kids?
Jack has a question for you, Leonard. How are the kids you talk to? Shut up, Robbie.
Who said that?
What's it there?
Who said
Robbie.
that? Who?
And then Robbie.
Who?
Robbie.
Who's that?
Remember Robbie. Hey man, why are you always trying to get between me and my friend? The real demons.
Oh, wow.
And then is it you're one of the movies, Robbie. I can't see things. And Birdman isn't a real movie, but matter of fact, he isn't even a man to begin with. What a crybaby. I'm not Dick Rock. Y'all can read. I'm not Big Rock. You all can read. Quit spinning,
Yeah.
Robbie. Yeah, it's two Big Rocks. The way you pick on the food, the fatty foods.
He picks on the kids. That's what he does.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, now.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Uh, fun.
Okay, yeah.
No. Do what you do. What you do.
Why is Robbie spamming?
Stop, Robbie. I see you now, Robbie. I see you in my other account now. I got on my main account and get on my other account. See you.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
can see you. Yeah.
Keep talking about how you wish that Jack was here.
I know.
That's what he said.
Yeah. And Robbie. And hope Jack comes in. If he does, we're going to block him too.
Who are you watching?
You want to do your thing.
I hear somebody else talking.
That's my TV. I mean, Robbie.
Keep starting drama.
Another one.
What?
Another one.
Is that him?
There's another one. Bobby P2,
Bobby. It says Bobby.
yeah. My brother is the devil. Yeah,
Huh?
but it changed. Yeah. couple months ago.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where's Pig Wop?
huh?
And Anthony.
Hey y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, me and Jack, but that's on the screen, Jack. Do not do it, Jack. Don't put the screen down, Jack.
He's Pig Wop.
Huh?
Wobby. I mean Pig Wop. Pig Wobby.
But Robbie is in it's Big Rob basement. He has been grounded. Robbie is the good brother. He's not a drummer star like Robbie. The real Jeremy knows who I am. Come on, Jack, in the show. Big P.
Oh?
Huh? Fuck off, Robbie. Why don't you go die, Robbie? Leave folks alone for a chance.
Amor, mira, ve.
Oh, yes, yes.
Pig Wobby. Hey there.
You know,
Echo, 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 echo. Okay now. Khoan ngay vô.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay now. Who is Jack?
Oh, that's Jack. Ain't my buddy more than my buddy love. That's what the doing, Jack. But this came out of just music. Can't come with Jay. That's it. What is up, YouTube? What's up, Josh? King Cover. You're like a proper stunning King Cover. Ain't nothing.
Uh-oh.
Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't end it.
Uh-oh.
Don't end it, Jack. Don't do it. I'm on you. Nobody, no. Don't do it.
Hello?
And Jack, don't listen to them. Hello? And fuck that man. Fuck is the person. It's the person.
Which I actually agree with. And the videos did very well, so you guys seem to really enjoy it. And so I thought it'd be really cool to dive
Look what he
into
said.
specific franchises, maybe some characters.
Fuck off, y'all. Tell me that. Here, all of the fans are waiting for you there.
So I asked you
Fuck
guys
you, Jack.
on Twitter to give me your spiciest Halloween hot takes for those that don't
Thank
recognize
you
the
for
term unpopular
Yeah.
opinions that
This is about to get me.
I love. A lot of people
Hello?
and holy shit,
Hello?
a lot of response.
Hello?
On YouTube, but Twitter, that thing.
Hello?
went viral.
Uh-oh.
I think I got more quote tweets and retweets and responses than I've ever gotten for any of my tweets. Certainly one of the top ones. Every day logging back into that app going, oh God, I have so many to read. God damn! And so I appreciate your guys' enthusiasm. A lot of them I don't think completely qualified as hot takes. So I think in the future I'm gonna have to explain more of what that is. A lot of people just giving me their Halloween opinions. Like Halloween 1978 is a great movie. I'm like, I don't think that's a hot take.
Eddie.
That's a very cool take. But nonetheless, I went through, I picked out the ones that I thought were the most interesting.
Look what he's saying.
And so I have about
Come on, Jack, do what you do in the thing already.
Now, if you guys are interested in this topic, let me know down below what other franchises or topics you want to see me dive into your hot takes on. And also, if you're a Halloween fan specifically, just yesterday I dropped the second episode of Movie Brawl, and I had Dave McCray on the channel, and we discussed Halloween H2O. This Halloween 2018. It was a lot of fun. It's a great episode that I'm very proud of. So please check that out. I'll link that up here if you're a Halloween fan. Please support that show so that I know that you guys actually want more episodes. But now diving into your hot takes. We're going to start off with YouTube. And I got a comment from Chris Shanwell that says, Dr. Loomis should have been the franchise's main character, not Laurie. Loomis and Myers are opposing forces, forever hunting and battling each other through the carnage should have been the main focus. And I actually like this idea. However, I would argue that the Thorn trilogy pretty much did that. You know, that was a trilogy that really did focus on Loomis over Laurie. And even to the point where whenever I did my ranking the Halloween timelines, I even called the 1, 2, and 4
Hello?
the Loomis timeline. So I do think we got a version of that. But what I will agree with is that going forward, I definitely think that Laurie's a played out character. We're going to get more into that. There's a lot of people that thought that. And I think if we are going to latch ourselves onto a character for whatever version of rebooted Halloween we inevitably get, you know we're not done by a stretch. I would prefer that they focus on the Dr. Loomis character over giving us yet another version of Laurie. So I agree. I think that the relationship and the dichotomy between Dr. Loomis and Myers is infinitely more interesting than what we've gotten with Laurie.
Hello? He's going to end it. He's going to.
I'm done.
I think it's exhausted all the potential, all the possibilities with